Welcome back, my friends, to the Level Up with Lacey podcast. I'm your host, Lacey Gibo, and I'm glad to be with you guys today. I hope everyone is rocking and rolling in the new year and smashing your goals. I'm raising my hand right now because I know I am. And I love this time of year. It's just so fresh and new and all the newness, and it just sets me on fire. So I'm going to be on fire on today's episode. We're going to be talking about why you're scared to hire an assistant, even though you know you need help. If you clicked on this episode and you're listening, you might have some of these fears, and we're going to talk about it. Okay? So if you're listening to this and you currently do not work with an assistant, and you're booked out several weeks, if not months, you're exhausted, you're drowning behind the chair, and with all your salon to-dos, so the business is just getting to you. There's so many things, you can never get them done in a day, and you keep telling yourself, I need help. I'm only one person. There's not enough time in the day. You are not alone, my friend. And I'm talking to a lot of you guys right now. There's a lot of you that are going to resonate with this message, all right? Most of you aren't avoiding hiring because you don't want help. You're not saying like, I'm not going to hire an assistant or hire anyone because I don't want help. No, you're avoiding it because you're scared as hell. You're scared of the unknown. You've never done it before. And that's normal. It's normal to be scared of anything before you do it because you don't know. All right? For most of you, I'm not talking about like kind of nervous. I'm talking about the fear that sits in the back of your mind that's like, oh shit, all the what ifs. What if I can't afford them? What if I train them and they leave? What if my guests hate it? What if I do it wrong? What if I hire the wrong person? It makes my life worse and more work. Like all those what ifs are coming up. And I get it. I hear them time and time again with a lot of my students. All right. So 12 years ago, I hired an assistant and I was so excited about this assistant. I thought she was going to be the jackpot. Amazing. Loved her in the interview. First month, she was amazing. I thought my entire life is about to change. This is a true story, you guys. This was 12 years ago. And I remember thinking, I finally have help. I finally have support. I'm finally going to be able to go pee and eat lunch and just breathe. And I trained her and I showed her all of my routines and everything I do and how to blow dry and how to shampoo my guest. I relentlessly poured into this stylist, all right, this baby stylist right out of school. I gave her everything that I wish someone would have given to me when I first started doing hair. And then one day, we send her off to lunch. It was lunch break, and she just wanted to go grab Subway or, leave. And we will let our assistants go grab whatever. And she didn't come back after her lunch break. An hour rolls by. She didn't show up. 2 hours. I'm like, did something happen? Call her, text her, no answer. 3 hours, 4 hours. At the end of the day, she never came back to work. She didn't show up the next day or the following. Just ghosted us. And I kept thinking, is this really happening right now? You guys, I swear to God, this is a true story. Okay? Who just doesn't come back into work? Like, I never thought that would happen. I was baffled and I was confused. Like, what did I do wrong? What happened? Because when she went off to lunch, I thought everything was fine. And I remember sitting there after all of this, feeling like, first of all, like laughing, like, you got to be kidding me. And then I was pissed. I just gave you my time, my systems, my energy, my trust, and you just decide not to come back in and leave me high and dry? She's just gone. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. That experience and that hire messed me up. Because after that moment, I told myself a very, very false story. I was telling myself internal monologue thoughts that hiring an assistant is risky. Hiring is too much work. It's easier and I'll just do it myself. And for a while, I actually believed that story. But what I didn't realize is that I wasn't protecting myself. I was trapping myself. And I was making myself believe stories and thoughts that were not true. And we all do this every day regarding different things in life. You guys might think of things right now that you're like, yeah, that's not true, but why am I telling myself this? Okay. That fear didn't make my business any better. It just kept me stuck. And it sure as hell didn't make me any more money. It made me overworked, exhausted, felt like a crazy person, and I was stuck exactly right where I had started when I, officially wanted to hire an assistant and bring someone on and take that leap of faith. I'll just say, fucked with me. It messed with my head, you guys. All right. So today, I want to unpack the real reasons why you might be scared to hire an assistant, even though you know you need help right now. Okay. And I want to walk you through the biggest fears. I'm going to go over 5 that from salon owners, I put AKA my students, that I hear all the time. I hear these on Zoom calls, on webinars, on my culture calls, and my AU calls, especially in the beginning when you haven't hired yet. These are the top 5 reasons that salon owners and stylists are fearful and scared to hire. Okay, and I'm going to debunk them one by one. All right, this is backed by truth, experience, tangible steps, and a mindset shift that will change the way you see hiring forever. You can stay comfortable or you can stay growing, but you don't get both. So let's dive in. Fear number 1, I'm scared I won't be able to afford an assistant. How many of you, raise your hand right now if you've had this fear? I'm scared of payroll. I'm scared I won't be able to afford it. What if I bring someone on and commit to payroll and then panic every pay period or every day because I don't know if the money will be there in my bank account? How many of you guys? I was scared of this. I didn't think I could afford an assistant. All right, so let's talk about what is really underneath this fear, because it's not just about the money. It's really not. This is a fear. Committing to payroll and feeling trapped or spread thin financially. Hiring before you feel ready. I'm putting quotations around that. And not knowing your numbers enough to feel safe. Okay? So you can't save your way into growth, which means hiring help is not an expense. It's a capacity multiplier and it's an investment. And it's one of the biggest investments you'll ever make inside your career. It truly is. If you are fully booked and tired and exhausted and spread thin, you don't have an income problem. You're making good money right now. You have a capacity problem because you're only one person. So you might think, but Lacey, I can't afford an assistant. I'm barely making ends meet with all my bills right now. I want to ask you, you can't afford to keep running a business that requires you to do 100% of the work. So I want to ask you, can you afford to be in the same place 1 year from now? Okay. But Lacey, I'm scared I'll pay them and not make more money, that I'm actually going to be in the loss. And I'm going to tell you, this only happens when you don't have a plan for how they create revenue capacity and how 2 sets of hands are better than 1. And when your 2 hands right now, they're only going to take you so far before you have to start using your brain more than you use your hands. And if you do not raise your prices or change the way you book, and you do bring on an assistant, and you now have payroll in that added expense, you are going to lose money. You have to make some big business decisions inside your business. You have to. All right? But Lacey, I'm not at that level yet. Okay? You don't get to that level without support, and you really don't get to that level by staying comfortable. Oh, talking to you right now. So what if nothing changes and the fear of paying someone never goes away? Okay. What if nothing changes? You stay capped at your current income. Okay. Because you can only do so much with your 2 hands. You stay booked and you will start to resent your clients and this beautiful career that we have. You keep overworking yourself and you burn out time and time again. You burn out, you get that excitement back, you burn out. It's a never-ending cycle. And then eventually your body will force you to slow down. You'll get to a point inside your career where your back, your neck, you have surgery, you're getting close to retiring, and you just can't do it anymore because your body says that's enough. Some of you guys might be getting close to that. So let's talk about some tangible actions. What can you do right now? I want you to run a 4-week payroll math check. Write this down. 4-week payroll math check. What do I mean by that? What is your current monthly income? What is your current average ticket? What if you raised your prices and changed the way you book? Just food for thought. What would happen if you raised your prices and or you changed how you book guests? And then I want you to calculate. Ask yourself, if my assistant helps me take on 5 more clients, 5 more guests, let's say color guests, a week at an average ticket of X amount, how much more money would I bring in monthly? And I can almost guarantee that'd be enough to at least pay their hourly wage, if not more. Okay? If my assistant helps me take 5 more clients a week at a blank average ticket. I want you to figure out what's your average ticket. Insert that right there. Okay. Add a hiring fund account. This is something you can do. It's simple savings. Put aside 5 to 10% of your weekly revenue for 4 to 8 weeks, 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. Just start putting money aside. That way, in the first 13 weeks of their assistant program, it's an investment phase. You will have that money already set aside. If you're scared of payroll, start putting a hiring fund money aside right now. Just set it aside and don't touch it. Okay. Number 3, you can start with part-time. Woo! You don't have to hire someone 4 and 5 days a week. I'm not an advocate of this. Maybe you start them at 2 or 3 shifts a week to start slow and see how it goes. Start them part-time. Nothing says you have to keep an assistant and start them full-time. No one says that. Start them part-time. Okay. Number 4, talk to someone who does work with an assistant. And I added this because I wanted to give you guys some inspo. Talk to someone and ask them to look at their books. Send me a screenshot of your books. I want to see how you book with an assistant. Do you mind sharing your total monthly income? Some may, some may not. If it's a close friend, get those stats. It will inspire and encourage you. If they can do it, so can you. Okay? Fear number 2, I'm scared I'll train them and then they'll leave. Oh, this is a big one. You say, I don't want to pour my time, energy, and systems into someone just to start all over again when they walk out the door. Okay? What does this really mean? You're scared and fearful of betrayal, the fear of wasted energy, the fear of being used, the fear of repeating past pain points or triggers, and the fear of what my clients and other people will think. And that was one of mine. What if she doesn't work out? What are my clients going to think? Here comes another one. Who cares? Who freaking cares? Honestly, okay? Not hiring because someone might leave is like not dating because you might get dumped. I love that. Not hiring because someone might leave you is like not dating because they're just going to dump me or I might get dumped. It's crazy, right? If they do leave after training, it's typically because of one of these things. You don't have a growth plan for them. You have unclear expectations. You have no culture or a very poor one. You have no organization skills to your program and no structure. Not always, but often this happens, okay? But you might be thinking, but Lacey, it's happened before. You have PTSD. Then you don't need to stop hiring. You might throw your hands up, throw all the paperwork in the air and say, it's just not for me. An assistant program's not for me. It just didn't work out. You need to fix your systems and your program, okay? You might be thinking, I've trained them and they still left. Training is not wasted because your next hire will benefit from the processes that you built during that past hire and who you became in the process. That last part, who you became in the process, is everything. Because with every single new hire, you get better and better and better, I promise. I've seen it time and time again. You might be thinking, but Lacey, I don't want to keep starting over. And it's exhausting, I get it, okay? And I'm just going to say, you are not even on the playing field if you've never had an assistant quit, because it's going to happen. Welcome to the ballgame, my friends. This is why you build systems. It's not an emotional training. So turnover doesn't derail your business when it happens, because it's going to happen. You're going to have an assistant quit. Okay? But those systems are what's going to save you and keep you going. So what if nothing changes and you just keep on keeping on? You stay doing everything alone because of one storyline, because of one thing you're telling yourself, a false story. You keep reinforcing the belief that this will never work out. You never create and grow a real team, and your business stays dependent on you forever, which I think is a very bad place to be. It's not sustainable. It's not long-term growth. So, tangible actions right now. Number 1, create a training guideline. Very simple. Get into ChatGPT. Role expectations, attendance expectations, training milestones, review dates, all the things. Create a growth plan, a timeline. Show them how they can win. What do raises and bonuses look like? What does extraordinary look like to you? Number 3, don't train emotionally. Train systematically and sustainably. Video all your systems, document everything, create checklists and standards. Then, if they do leave, you don't lose everything. You've got it all right there, okay? This last one I think is kind of fun. Do stay interviews. Stay interviews is what I said with your current team. Ask these questions at the end of your one-on-one. So you're doing one-on-ones every 4 to 6 weeks with your team. Ask them, what do you love here? What do you love at Salon Lace? What do you want more of? What would make you leave? I love that last question. Love it. What would make you leave? Put yourself out there and get vulnerable with your teammates. Ask them these questions during your one-on-ones and see what happens. All right? Number 3, fear number 3. I'm scared my clients will be unhappy if it's not just me anymore. They just want me. I feel like my guests only want me, and I'm afraid the connection will be lost or the trust, and they'll think they're getting a lesser experience. Oh, how many of my control freaks do we have out there? Raise your hand. This one was me big time. I said, no one can do Becky's hair like I can. That's not true, and we all know that. So what's really underneath this fear? The fear of being judged, fear of losing your specialness, okay, or what makes you you in your niche, the fear your clients won't accept your next level or your big business decisions. You want the control and perfectionism, okay? Your clients don't love you because you mix the bowl of color or apply it to their hair color, to their hair, okay? They love you and are with you and choose to spend money in your chair because of who you are, because of your energy, your leadership, and the results that you deliver. And you can still deliver these results with the team and an assistant and better, okay? Clients who refuse to evolve with you, you've outgrown them. They're not your clients. They're constraints at this point. The ones that support you and love you will want to, I'll say, move forward with your big business decisions. They'll be excited for you. They will continually love you. They'll continue to support you and they'll grow with you. And the ones that don't, we have to let that go. But Lacey, my clients only want me. You might still be thinking that. That's because you train them to believe that. You train them that your hands are magic and you're the only one that can do their hair, which is bullshit. There's thousands of other hairstylists that can do their hair just as good, if not better, okay? But Lacey, they'll feel a disconnect. They won't like my assistant. It'll be weird. The guest experience won't be there, okay? I want you to use all my client experience scripts that introduces your assistant properly with confidence, okay? You create that connection and flow. My assistants won't do it exactly how I do it. My assistant could never blow dry her hair how I blow dry it. My response? Then train them better. What if nothing changes? You're going to stay the bottleneck in your business. You will never raise your prices confidently. You can never reduce your days behind the chair without losing income. And your business will never become scalable or sustainable. And I truly believe that because it's only you. You can only do so much by yourself. Are you guys catching a theme here? So tangible actions. Start with one thing. like the shampoo experience, your blow dries, applying toners, cleaning, pulling foils, whatever it is. Don't hand everything off at once and think you got to do it all at once. Start with one thing. Number 2, set the stage that your assistant immediately upgrades their guest experience. So what do I mean by this? You're going to tell your guest, and this is true, you are getting more attention now. All right. With 2 of us, with me and Michelle or me and Kaylee, you truly are getting a better guest experience because they really are. And they should be. Okay. You're going to set the stage and you will enhance their guest experience with an assistant. You absolutely will. You have to believe that. Okay. And create that. Number 3, create a non-negotiable list. What must be done exactly your way and what can be done another way? Or their way. What must be done exactly your way and what can be done their way. All right, fear number 4. I'm scared I won't train them well or I won't have enough time. How many of you guys are short on time? I'm raising my hand. I'm short on time and I'm scared I won't have time to train. You say, I already feel behind and I don't know how to train someone while also taking care of my guest and running my business and trying to run the salon and just manage everything. It's a lot. Okay, what's really underneath this? Overwhelm, guilt, fear of being a bad leader, fear that you'll mess it up and it'll all be your fault. A lot of fears. Okay? You don't need more time. You need a true training program. Training without structure feels like chaos because it truly is. If you train with a 0 training program, it's going to be chaos. Okay? And you will become slower in the beginning. It's going to slow you down until it speeds you up. All right. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you're learning, you're pivoting, you're evolving. You say, but Lacey, I don't have time to train. I'm too busy. I'm just too busy. Okay. You will prioritize what matters the most, no matter what. I'm going to say that again because this applies to anything in your life, anything. You will prioritize what matters the most, no matter what. Do you want to keep being the main service provider inside your business? Ask yourself that. You might say, Lacey, training slows me down. Yeah, it does temporarily. And then your capacity doubles. And you, okay, have not stuck with it long enough. If you decide to quit when the going gets tough, I'm going to tell you, you have to get through the sucky part. And there's a lot of sucky parts in this. And you haven't stuck with it long enough. Because it will speed you up or you're doing something wrong. Okay. And we got to pinpoint that. You might be thinking, I'm worried I won't teach them enough. What if I'm a sucky teacher? What if I don't know how to teach? That's why we use benchmarks, not vibes and good feels and like, man, it looks good. Let's go. No, we have standards and benchmarks and test outs. So if nothing changes, all right, you're going to continue doing everything yourself. No one grows and you are in the exact same place 1 year from now, and you will resent everyone around you because you do more than everybody else because you're just weighed down. You are only one person. So tangible actions. I would love for you guys to do 1 assistant class per month, 2 to 3 hours, non-negotiable, same time every month that you and your assistants get together, you and your 1 assistant, if you have 1 or multiple, and you do a class once a month, train them better. This is outside training. All the rest of the training's done in the salon when they're with you behind the chair. Once a month, an outside class. You can still be in the salon, but it's outside of their working hours. Okay. Number 2, daily debriefs with your assistant. Ask them at the end of every shift, what worked, what didn't, and what can we do better tomorrow? The last 15 minutes of every single day. What worked, what didn't, and what can we do better tomorrow? And number 3, start recording your services. This is a good one. Record your shampoo experience 1 time. Now you never have to repeat it 50 more times with 50 more assistants. It's done. Document, record, document, record, document, record. It never ends. Okay? You've got to start documenting and recording your systems, guys. Start with the shampoo experience. Done. Watch it. They will know exactly how you want a shampoo done when you train them on it. All right, fear number 5. I'm scared I'll hire the wrong person and it'll make my life harder. Okay, so hiring a not so great fit. What if they don't show up? What if I'm stuck and I start double booking people and my assistant doesn't show up and now I'm screwed? What if they don't give 100% or it ends up being more work than help? What's really underneath this fear? Fear of a team headache instead of team support. I get it. I've had these fears, you guys, and it's happened. I've been left without an assistant and I've been double or triple booked, but you will figure it out one way or another. And I'm here to help you guys do that. Hiring the wrong person, it's going to happen. However, like I said, you will get better and better at recruiting and truly choosing people who align with your vision and your culture. You're going to become better at interviewing and have better interview questions. You're going to have higher standards and you're going to have a tighter interview process. I promise you, you will evolve. Your training program will evolve too. But Lacey, they never give 100%. Then your standard isn't clear and you have zero accountability. Well, I'm calling you guys out right now. But Lacey, they call in sick a lot. Then attendance expectations were never made crystal clear from your very first day, from their very first day. You have weak expectations. It's not clear. You have to be clear on this. And the new generation just doesn't want to work. But Lacey, they're just different. They just don't have our work ethic. I don't believe this one. I don't believe it one bit. I've seen time and time again, stylists 10 years, 15, 20 years younger than me, not 20 yet, almost, and have great work ethics. I'll say your hiring process is selecting warm bodies right now, not stylists who align with your vision and your standards. You're hiring the wrong people, okay? Point blank, there are those out there. You got to find them, okay? So if nothing changes, you're going to stay scared. These fears are going to continue. You will keep thinking no one's a good fit. You will never become a leader who builds other people for a living. And this is a big one, so listen up. Your business stays dependent on you, which is not a good place to be. So some tangible actions for our last fear: interview slow. Take your time finding good fits. If you need to interview them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, do it. And remember, if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Okay? Start with a 30-day probation period. This is the last one. This removes the forever commitment period. Start them on a 30-day trial. If at 30 days it doesn't work, you can cut ties, no big deal, and then get back to hiring. Okay? Every single fear that you guys have given me and that I listed is valid. Don't get me wrong, you guys. These feelings are normal and they're valid. I've had them. Okay? But none of them are a reason to stay where you're at and not grow. You don't get more support by waiting until the right time. You don't become a better leader by avoiding leadership and by avoiding the hard stuff, hard shit. And you don't build a team by trying to do everything alone. You can't. You can't build a team if you are the bottleneck and you're doing it all. And I want to end this episode by coming back to the story that I told you guys in the beginning. When my assistant left after lunch and never came back, I told myself a crazy ass story, false story, lies that I told myself. Okay? I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. I cannot afford this. What do I have to give her? I'm not a good teacher. And I get it because fear feels like protection and it keeps you safe and comfy. But the truth, fear doesn't protect you. Fear keeps you small. Fear keeps you capped. Fear keeps you doing everything by yourself. And if I'm being really honest, the greatest risk isn't hiring an assistant, because it's not. Your greatest risk right now is staying exactly where you are 1 year from now. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And I want you to hear me when I say this. You don't need to be fearless in hiring. That's not what I'm asking you to do. You just need to have courage. Courage comes before confidence. Confidence will come with time and reps. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, Lacey, you're talking to me right now, I want you to repeat after me. I'm ready to stop being the bottleneck inside my business. I'm going to say that again. I'm ready to stop being the bottleneck inside my business. everything you want is on the other side of the decision that you keep avoiding. So I'm going to end it at that. Don't continue to do the things that stay comfy. Push yourself. Spread your wings. Try something new. Okay? Because if you don't change anything, nothing's going to change. You're going to continue on the same path. I hope you guys love this. I hope you can resonate with so many of these things because I do hear it a lot. And I want to debunk some of these myths and fears and just crazy stories that we tell ourselves that are not true. It's not true. It's a fear, but it's because you haven't been there. You have not got to the other side of that fear yet. You will. With some guidance and some support and my help, we'll get you there. All right? So I love you guys. I'm going to put in the show notes, podcast Rex. If you have something you want us to touch base on in 2026, right here on the podcast, give me your recommendations. What do you want to hear us talk about? Because I will take those into consideration every week, every 2 weeks. When we're planning podcasts and we're going through, I pull that form and I look at it. What do you guys want to hear? Okay? So go fill that out. Let me know what you guys want to hear this year. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great week and we'll see you next week. Bye guys.